I've always been a motorcycle enthusiast from the time that I was a young girl. When I met my now husband, he got me my first Harley Davidson and we started riding together. Within a year, I had 17,000 miles on that little motorbike. I feel like I'm in God's country no matter where I am, even if it's just 15 minutes off the freeway. The feeling you get when you ride a motorcycle is one of independence, empowerment, freedom, being in control of your destiny, your path, your journey. I've been involved in the motorcycle community ever since. I write for some national motorcycle magazines over the last 7 years, and I am currently in the process of starting my own motorcycle magazine. My husband and I are starting the Grateful American Biker magazine. About 40 years ago, I started getting headaches and feeling pressure in my eyes. I went to a general practitioner and he diagnosed migraines and gave pain pills, and it was not helping. Somebody suggested I go see an eye, ears, and nose and throat specialist. He diagnosed glaucoma. He referred me to a couple places. Nobody wanted to touch me. I was 20 years old with advanced glaucoma, and I found actually the other day a letter from one of my doctors referring me to the Braille Institute because he thought for sure and had convinced me that I'd probably go blind. It was pretty devastating till I realized this doesn't have to be me. I can take control and there are things I can do. And I refused to give up hope that there was going to be progress out there for me. And at the time I was engaged to be married to a wonderful man.
Diane and I met through a mutual friend. We started dating, and from that point on, I fell in love with her. During the conversation with her dad, he made me promise him that I would always take care of her. I didn't care. I just knew I wanted to take care of her. And I cared about her and loved her.
About the time that I was starting to ride a motorcycle, in fact, I recall putting off my surgery for a few months because I wanted to ride somewhere. But I met this amazing surgeon, Dr. Varma. I remember the first surgery he did on me in the operating room. He plays rock and roll music, and I heard it before I went under. And I asked him later, because I wasn't sure, did you play rock and roll? Because I love rock and roll, and it was soothing. He's just he's down to earth caregiver. It's from his heart, and you know that as soon as you meet him. The Southern California Eye Institute has employed some of the most amazing staff. I've known some of them before they even went to work there. They worked at other facilities that I had gone to, and they're loving, they're caring. They're from the receptionist on back to the back office. They care about who we are as people as well as patients. I remember him and one of his interns literally at his office meeting me there at midnight and getting me through that time. He's my hero. So currently, my visual field is probably like somebody looking into a pipe or a tunnel. I have to be very careful and have my head on a swivel when I'm walking or driving or riding to make sure that I can see.
When Diane and I are out walking in public or out and about, I always hold her hand, and when we are walking, I'm able to take and squeeze it, and I tap it twice when there's an object on the ground or obstacles.
I realized that my condition came on very early on. So sometimes being young like that, we think we're invincible, but we need to pay attention to our bodies and to what our bodies are saying to us. Like for me, the headaches and the eyes, and then knowing it wasn't migraines, and making sure that I got to the proper doctors, and making sure that you advocate for yourself, that you get full eye exams and comprehensive care when you're young.
Diane's toughness to deal with her eye condition never stopped her. Never stopped her in her goals of what she envisions she wants to do.
The journey for me with my glaucoma has been long and adventurous, actually. We've been up to San Francisco. We would go down to San Diego, out to Temecula, out to Palm Springs, LA, all the different doctors that we saw, including when we finally found Dr. Varma. I feel confident that someday there'll be cures and people, doctors like Dr. Varma, who have the resources through Southern California Eye Institute to do the research needed, that someday there'll be hope for other patients who might find themselves in the same predicament as me.